Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be just a wee roundup of a few news stories linked to Celtic over the last 24-48 hours, and also some early preview of the vital Celtic Hearts match on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff at Celtic Park. A game that could go a long way to securing the title for Celtic this season. So in the second section of this video, I'm going to do some stats regarding that match on Saturday, and also video highlights of the time we beat Hearts 4-1 at Tynecastle last year, with the 4 goals showing one of the ways that we can take on and beat Hearts on Saturday. So for those new to the video who do enjoy this video, do enjoy the type of content, please do consider clicking that subscribe button. Get the numbers pushing up to 500. That would be brilliant. Also, for those who like the video, please do click the like button. Get those YouTube analytics improve. Get more people seeing the channel. And finally, if you do want to comment regarding the video, Celtic issues raised by the video, please do put your pleasant, polite, constructive, informative, debating points and opinions, etc. in the comment section, and we can have a nice chat amongst like-minded Celtic fans. So, main bits of news coming out of Celtic in the last 24 hours is that Norwich have set a £5 million transfer fee for Adam Idah's signature in the summer, and it looks like Celtic are deep in negotiations for confirming the signature of Paolo Bernardo for next season. The current stories are that will be a £6 million fee to complete his loan to buy deal with Benfica. And so would look like Celtic are considering, according to inside stories, of how Brendan Rodgers is thinking at the moment, of laying out £11 million on those 2 players as part of the recouping of that £11 million. It seems pretty inevitable that Matt O'Reilly will be leaving the club in the summer. The most recent club to put in an inquiry tentative bid is Fernabahce in Turkey, who have offered €10 million, which I can't see having any possibility of success, given the fact that there is said to be prospective offers of 20 million from Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, that Newcastle, Arsenal, Man United are all said to be interested and have been looking at a fee of 25 to 30 million for O'Reilly. And also there are Girona in La Liga in Spain, and several of the mid and top tier teams in Serie A have all been looking at O'Reilly in the summer transfer window. O'Reilly has been doing his best to ignore the transfer speculation, saying that there is a ban on talking about his transfer away from Celtic in the summer within his family and within his club and friends. But I think O'Reilly leaving in the summer is a pretty inevitable event, and Celtic can certainly plough a lot of the money we get for O'Reilly back into signing players such as Bernardo and Idah, as well as having a considerable amount of money still available for a top-level goalkeeper, top-level left-back, and potentially an additional defensive midfielder and additional striker as well. as I think Rodgers is keen to go into next season with at least 3, if not 4, top-level striker options to allow for rest, rotation, loss of form, etc. Other bit of news coming out of Celtic and Scottish football yesterday was the decision of the VAR Independent Review Panel. It stated that 10 decisions made by VAR were incorrect and should have been all overturned. 2 of those decisions involve Celtic, both from the Celtic v Hearts match, the last time we played them, the game where John Beaton managed to re-referee the game from his VAR booth and very majorly affected the match. So the VAR panel said that Celtic should not have been awarded the penalty when Yang was tripped by Cochrane in the box. I thought there was sufficient contact between Cochrane and Yang for it to be a penalty. However, VAR panel says not. They have upheld the red card for Yang's high feet challenge on Cochrane, which to me does sound also rather bemusing, given the fact that when proper replays were taken, it was shown that Yang hadn't actually made any contact, nor was close to making any contact with Cochrane's head, and there were a large number of referees who said that the decision to overturn and turn a yellow into red was wrong and not within the rules and laws of football. However, the VAR panel of ex-pros and referees came up with a different conclusion, and finally, not surprisingly, they said the decision to award a penalty against Tomoki Iwata for supposed handball in the box, another decision where Beaton used the power of VAR to referee the game again. If you remember, the ball was dropping in a melee of players. Iwata was facing the other way, putting out his arms to stabilise himself in the ruckus of players as he landed back on the ground. The ball hit him on the elbow. No Hearts players thought the first thing about a penalty. No crowd thought anything about a penalty. The only person who considered it was a penalty was John Beaton, who managed to convince Don Robertson to change his mind, and the successful penalty by Grant powered Hearts towards a victory that day. So, just going to pop in the 4 goals and missed penalty from Celtic's 4-1 win at Tynecastle last year, just as a wee example of how we can beat Hearts at the weekend, and also to cheer ourselves all up. So I'm sure you, like I am getting increasingly nervous about the game in 2 days' time. It could go a long way to helping us towards the title. So, just going to pop in those goals highlights, and then we'll finish off with some stats regarding Celtic against Hearts over recent years. I think what that game showed was that Hearts have a weakness behind both fullbacks. If Celtic can exploit that, I think Kuhn, Maeda, Forrest, and Palmer have all got the skills to beat the Hearts fullbacks, get in behind them. We've also got two very good fullbacks who can support the attack and cross well into the box. And also Hatate, O'Reilly, and an on-form McGregor. All of them can also pass well through the defence to use Kyogo's ability hanging about on the last shoulder of the defence to get in behind and score, like he did the third goal, like he did to get the penalty, which Hatate managed to miss. And also similarly for the fourth goal, which ended up with Iwata blasting the ball into the top corner after O had two shots in a row blocked. So I think Celtic do have the blueprint of success. It's going to require Carter Vickers and Scales to be in unison and keep Shanklin quiet. If Shanklin's kept quiet, that then does allow Celtic's fullbacks to push forward and support midfield and support attack. I think also a fully fit Callum McGregor is very important. Otherwise, I would be inclined to start Tomoki Iwata. And up front, I would go for Kyogo again, simply because his pace in behind Hearts can be very useful. Although we have then the strength and power and skills of Idah to come off the bench late in the game if required. So I'll be going through an actual match prediction and team prediction tomorrow in a video around about lunchtime, hopefully with some press conference news updates of how Daizen and Maeda has been doing this week in training. Celtic have been keeping that very secret so far this week of how things are going at Lennoxtown. But I think Rodgers needs to come clean as to how fit Callum McGregor actually is and how fit Maeda will be. Will he be fit for the whole game, 45 minutes, or just last 10-15 minutes to get him ready for the Rangers match next weekend? So, as I said, we're going to go so we chat regarding some stats. Over the last 10 games between Celtic and Hearts, we have 8 wins and 2 losses. The 2 losses being consecutive, the rather dismal 2-0 loss in December last year, and an equally distressing loss to Hearts plus John Beaton in the match, rather ruined by John Beaton and VAR. However, looking at the longer term stats, Hearts have not won twice at Celtic Park for 63 years. And if we look at the last 28 times Hearts have come to Celtic Park, Celtic have 24 wins, three draws, and just that one defeat, which was the last time they came to us. So we clearly have an excellent record against Hearts at Celtic Park. In our last 7 games at home, we've had 6 wins and 1 draw. So again, very good record, with that draw being Kilmarnock, with that rather depressing late equaliser, due mostly to Bernabei at the back post. And even if we look at the 2-0 game that we lost to Hearts last time out, even though we were down to 10 men, we still had 52% of the possession to their 48, 17 shots to their 14, with both teams having 6 shots on goal and both teams having 7 corners. So even though we were down to 10 men for the best part of 60 odd minutes, plus we were playing against Hearts, plus John Beaton in the VAR booth, we still managed to get the bulk of possession and the greater majority of shots and goal. And so I think the omens are good for the game against Hearts, but I'll expand on that more tomorrow, hopefully with some up-to-date fitness news for Maida, McGregor and the other players in the squad. So that finishes things off for today. Please do consider like, subscribe and commenting, and depending on what your current subscriber viewer status is. And so chat again tomorrow. Goodbye and hail, hail.